guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy fall, y'all. So for the fall, I figured I'd go ahead and show you my French onion soup. It's one of my family's favorite soups that I make, so I wanted to go ahead and share it with you guys. So here's a list of ingredients you guys are going to need. You're going to need some ramekins. Of course, they need to be oven safe. You're going to need about 6 large yellow onions. You're going to need a nice loaf of French baguette. You're going to need some salt, pepper, some fresh thyme and basil. You're going to need some beef as well as some chicken broth, some olive oil. You're going to need a good white wine, or you guys can use a sherry. I couldn't find sherry in my store, so I'm going to go ahead and use some white wine. Either one will work just fine. You're going to need some good cheese. I'm using some Gruyére cheese, or you can use Fontina cheese. You're also going to need some butter. And that's it, guys. That's all you need to make my French onion soup. So let's get cooking, guys. Okay, guys, so I basically have everything set up over there by the stove because that's where we're going to be working for the most part. But I wanted to just show you this little trick really quick, if you will. So if you don't have any cooking string, I'm going to show you how I make my little, what is called a Bouquet Garni. It's basically just where you take your fresh herbs and you just tie it up, and then you'd be able to put it in your dish, soups or whatnot, and you're able to take it all out in one piece. But I don't have any string today, so I'm going to just show you the other method that I use. So all I have here is just a piece of a cheesecloth, and I've cut it. I'm going to end up cutting it again to tie it together. But all you do is just take a little piece of the cheesecloth, like this, open it up, and like I said, I'm going to cut the rest of this off. But I'm going to use the edges over here as a string. So for this, I'm going to use 2 bay leaves, and of course I'll have all the measurements and ingredients in the description box for you guys. And then I'm going to take a couple of stems of my fresh thyme, and I'm going to stick it in here as well. Not too much, just a few stems. That looks good enough. And then all you're going to do is close her up so that she doesn't come undone when we put her in the soup. So I'm folding the sides in, and then I'm folding it down. And all I'm going to do is twist it like this, making my own little Bouquet Garni. So that when we're done with it in the soup, we can just pull it right out, okay? And then all I'm going to do is tie the end, and then I'll be able to throw out the rest. Just like that. So there's a cute little trick that you guys can do, like I said, if you don't have any cooking twine or string, okay? So now that we've worked on that, I'm going to go ahead and put this by the stove so it's all ready for us. Next, what I have is my bread. So we're going to make our croutons for the soup. So all I'm going to do is slice the bread. I'm going to slice this in half. And again, this is just a piece of French baguette loaf. Save that for later. And then all you're going to do is just slice it maybe a ½ an inch thick. Like this. Not too thick, not too thin. So about a ½ an inch. And then what I have over here is just a pan that I've lined with a little piece of foil. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this under the broiler for 1 minute, just so it can get a nice little crispiness to it. Take some butter. And you're just going to lightly butter the top of your pieces of bread. We're going to go ahead and have this all done so that when we're done with our soup, we are ready to rock and roll. So, just put your bread pieces right on top, like so. I'm going to go ahead and finish this so I'm not boring you guys. And again, I'm going to put this under the broiler probably for about 30 seconds to a minute, no more than that, because we don't want it burnt. We just want it to, you know, brown up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this part, and I'll meet you guys over by the stove to put our soup together. Okay guys, so I have everything set out so that we can go ahead and do our soup. So what I have here is 6 large yellow onions, and I've just diced them up, not too thick, not too thin, but like that. I have my wine, my chicken and beef broth, salt, pepper, butter, and then our cute little Bouquet Garni that we made, and that's it, okay? And this is how easy this is. We're going to go ahead and put our pot on in between medium and high. Alright, to this we're going to add probably about a tablespoon of olive oil. And then we're going to add probably 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter. And the reason why I do olive oil and butter is so the butter does not burn. Plus, you know, it gives it a better taste, I think. We're going to let this melt. And basically what we're going to be doing is caramelizing all these onions. Now, it's going to take some time, okay? So you got to be patient with this. Probably total time, 45 minutes, if I had to guess. It's going to take, because we want them to get really nice and dark brown and a really nice caramelization on them, okay? So at this point, all we're going to do is, I'm going to add half of my onions and a nice pinch of salt. I'm just using kosher salt because this is going to help release the extra moisture and cook these babies down. And then again, a nice pinch of, or 2 of salt. Mix that around. Break it up just a little bit. And like I said, guys, I could not find sherry. I normally use sherry for this soup, but I couldn't find it. I don't know why, but I couldn't find it. So white wine or red wine will work just as fine. But if you can, use the sherry. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit, get it to the nice caramelization that we want it. But of course, I will show you guys what that looks like when we get there, okay? Okay, guys, the onions are doing wonderful. As you guys can see, it's starting to get a nice color to them. And they are cooking down really nicely. It smells really good in here. So I'm going to cook this for another 10 minutes or so, stirring constantly, so maybe every minute or so. And then we're going to start deglazing. I'll bring you guys back when I'm at that step. Alright guys, we're looking really good. It's a nice dark brown, almost like a mahogany brown. That's what you're looking for. This is perfect. I tasted the onions. They're delicious. They got a really nice taste to them. Alexa, off. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and deglaze the pot, okay? So we're going to take our wine. I haven't opened yet. Let's see if I can do this. I usually screw up this part. I'll let you guys watch it all unfold. We can maybe have a good laugh together. No, I always do this shit wrong. I don't know, guys. Am I doing this wrong? See? This is why I did this on camera, so you guys can have a good laugh with me. Because you know your girl's doing this wrong. Alright, now that I'm sweating, we're going to do 2 cups of wine. A little more for good measure. Pour that in there. Ooh, this stuff smells good. And take a little sippy. Cheers, guys. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn our stove on high. Just about high. Yeah, we'll put it on high. And what we're doing is we're deglazing this. It'll probably take about 10 minutes. And what we're looking for is wine to have reduced almost to nothing. We're just going to see the onions. And it's going to be somewhat like a syrupy consistency. But I'll show you guys what it looks like when we get there. So maybe 10 minutes. And I'm just getting the bits on the bottom picked up because we want that. We want all that goodness. Alright, that's perfect. I'll show you guys what it looks like when we get there. So we're back, guys. Okay, guys, we are perfect. Exactly where I want to be. I'm going to go ahead and lower this to medium. This is exactly what you want. See how the wine is all reduced now? And you see how it's a nice thickness to it? So like almost like a syrup. That's what you're looking for, okay? Perfect. Okay, at this point we're going to do our broths. We're going to do 2 cups of each. So there's 2 cups of our beef. And then we're going to do 2 cups of our chicken. Now you can use beef consommé if you guys can find it. Another thing I could not find. Maybe it's just a Rexy thing, I don't know. But instead of the beef broth, you could use beef consommé. It's just a little thicker, and it's got like a little, somewhat like a gelatin in it. It's good. You can use either or. It'll give it a little more richness to it if you use the beef consommé though. Perfect. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and put some pepper in it. However much pepper you guys want. I'll taste it for seasoning. We are going to put our little Bouquet Garni in there just like that. And then when we're ready and done with it, we'll just pull her out. Perfect. Okay, so I have this on medium. We're going to let this come up to a simmer, and then I'm going to cook this probably for about 15-20 minutes on simmer, and we'll be able to put this baby together. So I will be back and show you guys what it looks like when we're there. So we're back, guys. Alright guys, so it's been about 15-20 minutes. Oh, there we go. Alexa off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste this real quick for seasoning. It's going to be hot. In case we need to add a little salt and pepper to it. Ooh, lordy. That's really, really good. Thumbs up for me. I'm going to add a little bit more pepper and salt though to it. It's really good. It's got a great taste to it. Wow. I just think it needs a little bit more salt and pepper. Not too much. A little bit. Give it a nice stir. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and take the cheesecloth out, or our little makeshift Bouquet Garni. See? Look at that. Perfect. And we are ready to rock and roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And I'm going to go ahead and meet you over there so we can put this together. Okay guys, so I have everything set up so that we can put our soup together. I have the soup that we just made. I have some ramekins. I have my Gruyére cheese, which I can never say. Or like I said, you guys can use Fontina. Works just as well. And then, this pan is hot, but I have our croutons that we made. Looking all beautiful, nice and brown. So we are ready to put this baby together. And all you're going to do is take your ramekins or whatever bowls you have. Make sure again that they are oven safe. And you are going to, and these are big ramekins, so just depending on how many you guys are using. Fill it up to about there. We don't want to fill it up to the lip because we're going to be putting our croutons on there, okay? And then we're going to take our homemade croutons and we're going to put them toasted side down, so in the soup. Trust me, because this top is now going to get toasted. I'm going to put 3 per, just like that. And then we like a lot of cheese in this house. We like it bubbling over, so that's what I'm going to do. However much cheese you guys want. And I'm going to layer my bowl like so, so that it melts along the edges right here. My mouth is already salivating. Just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish making these, and we're going to put it in the oven under the broiler. You just want the cheese to melt and get a very nice light golden brown on top and bubbly. But I'll show you what that looks like when I pull them out. Okay guys, so I'm just pulling my soups out now, and I'm going to show you guys what they look like. If you notice, the cheese looks a little different. That's because it is. I'm going to tell you guys really quick what happened, because I wouldn't be Rexy if I wasn't keeping it 100 with you guys. So just really quick, I noticed that the cheese was way too thick. The deli guy sliced it way too thick. I thought there might be an issue with the melting, and so when I was checking it, there was. It wasn't melting the way it should be, like this, the way it looks now. It wasn't melting like this. It was, like I said, just way too thick. So I pulled them out of the oven. I ran to the store, and then I just got it sliced very, very thin, which it should have been in the beginning. So this is the same, everything is the same. The only thing that I did different was just got it sliced very thin, and then just retopped it and put it under the broiler. It was under the broiler probably for about 3 minutes, I think it was, once it heated up. So with that being said, it looks absolutely delicious. Smells wonderful in here. So I'm going to let these sit and cool just a little bit. As you can see, the cheese is nice and melted, nice golden, bubbly brown, a light golden brown. And see the cheese that's just melted along the sides? That's what you guys want, because it's really nice to pick the cheese off the sides and eat it. It's delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and let these sit for about 5 minutes, and then we'll do a taste test. So we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, it's time for the taste test. And my mouth is salivating. Doesn't it look delicious? It smells so good, guys. Okay, so I'm going to cut so I can have a little bit of the bread, a little bit of the cheese, a little bit of the onion. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Looky, looky. Okay, it's kind of a big bite for me. So, alright, it's going to be still a little hot. Here we go, guys. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, this is delicious. Absolutely amazing. You taste the little bit of the onion, the sweetness. You taste the wine. You taste the cheese. Everything balances each other out really, really nicely. It's seasoned perfectly. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. The cheese is delicious. See, what you do is you just pick the cheese off the side here, like that, and just eat it. My family likes to do that. Anyways, that's really delicious. I hope you guys try this recipe. Let me know what you think. If you do, I always like hearing back from you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. I appreciate all the love and support. And yeah, I'm going to go serve these to my family because they're hungry. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.